How can you simplify complex nested if statements in Python? Imagine trying to read a story filled with endless if statements nested inside each other. It can get confusing fast. The good news is, there are ways to make your code clearer and easier to follow. First, instead of stacking multiple if statements inside each other, you can use logical operators like AND, or AND not to combine conditions. For example, if you want to check if profit is greater than 500 and clients are more than 10, you can write one line instead of two nested ones. This flattens your code and makes the decision process more straightforward. Next, you can use early returns or guard clauses inside functions. This means checking 4 special cases at the start and returning immediately if they are true. It prevents you from having to write deep nested else blocks. For instance, if profit is less than or equal to 500, you can return a value right away. Then, check the next condition. This way, your code flows naturally and stays simple. Another handy trick is to replace nested ifs with dictionaries when your conditions depend on specific values. Instead of writing many if statements, you can create a dictionary that maps keys to functions or values. For example, if you want to perform different calculations based on an action like add, average, or maximum, a dictionary makes it easy to pick the right operation with just one line. If you're using Python version 3.10 or newer, you can also use the match and case statements. These are similar to switch statements in other languages. They let you organize multiple cases clearly without deep nesting. For example, matching an action string to different operations becomes cleaner and more readable. Sometimes, complex conditions can be broken into named Boolean variables. For example, you might define hyperfit as profit greater than 500 and maniclients as clients greater than 10. Then, your if statement simply checks if hyperfit and maniclients are true. This makes your code easier to read and understand. You can also take nested logic and move it into separate functions. If a decision point is complicated, writing a small function with a descriptive name helps. It keeps your main code cleaner and makes each part easier to test. Finally, whenever possible, use elif and else instead of nesting ifs inside else blocks. This keeps your code flat and simple to follow. Mastering these techniques is key in Python programming. They help you write code that is easier to read, maintain, and debug. Simplifying nested if statements is all about making your control flow clear and logical. Combining conditions with logical operators, using early returns, leveraging dictionaries or match case statements, breaking down conditions into variables, and modularizing your code all work together to make your programs better. Keep practicing these methods, and you'll see your code become cleaner and more efficient every time.